Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
That fall feeling is back. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Eric Miller. After a few days of summer-like temperatures out there, that cooler weather is back with a vengeance. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with more. Grant, just how much did we cool down here?
A big change, a 30-degree temperature drop between yesterday at 3:05 p.m. and today at 3:05. You see, it was 94 yesterday, now it's 64 for 3:05 p.m. temperature today, and still cool out there. 94 yesterday in Fayetteville, 79 in Fayetteville at 3:05 today. So not as much of a change, but you're cooling off now since that front continues to work its way to the south and east. Just you're closer to the front, so you got some warmer temperatures there. To the south and east, more showers and storms along the coastline. They'll continue to work their way offshore, but keep in mind back towards Sampson County and points to the north and east or closer to the coastline, could have some isolated showers and brief storms this evening. But most spots look like this. Some lingering cloud cover. Roxborough trying to get some peaks of sunshine, but it'll be hard to get that until tomorrow. I'll let you know when we'll see that sunshine tomorrow and also how warm we'll be throughout the day. That's coming up.
Grant, thank you very much. 1 week after a fire burned an apartment building, displacing more than 50 people and leaving 4 others injured, residents are still trying to figure out what's next. WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live from Rosewood First Baptist Church in Wayne County. Kirsten, you've heard from some community members about how people are coming together to try to make sure those who lost everything are taken care of.
That's right, Eric. The Rosewood and Wayne County communities wasted no time in helping victims impacted by last Sunday's fire. I mean, take a look at this room. This is only one corner of the room, and you can see tables here filled with just donations. On this table, you have children's clothes and toys here. On the stage there, you've got shoes of all different sizes for children and adults. And if you come over here, you can see this table has toiletries on it that they've collected. There's books on that side and even more clothes over here. And behind those doors, there's more donations that you can't even see right now. And people also gave monetary donations like gift cards and a free meal for those victims. Now take a look at this video here from last Sunday showing just the devastation from that fire and the aftermath there. It raged through an apartment building in the Adair Place community, leaving more than 50 people without their belongings or a place to live. And 4 others were taken to the hospital with injuries. I spoke with leaders and volunteers with Community Churches United of Rosewood here in the sanctuary today. They told us they actually saw the fire last Sunday and immediately felt compelled to help. They posted a flyer requesting donations, and within hours, volunteers were here dropping items off for those affected by the fire.
Rosewood is a very small community, but community, and we take care of our own.
When you get in God's presence is that you just see what he can take and make something big out of something so small. Yeah. Just a little bit of faith.
Now, I was told that the response from victims was just an overwhelming sense of gratitude and thanks for this support. Community Churches United will continue accepting donations through this Wednesday unless more are needed. And after then, people who still need items can get them by appointment. Now, beyond the food, toiletries, clothing, of course, these donations are still welcomed. But I was also told that people need help finding permanent, affordable housing. So any and all help, and again, donations as well, is welcomed. Live in Wayne County, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Yeah, such a challenge there. Kirsten, thank you very much. Raleigh police say a police car was hit by a driver under the influence just after midnight. This happened on Carolina Pines Avenue near Granite Street. Officers say the driver crossed the center line and then hit that police car. There was an officer in the cruiser, but thankfully nobody was injured here. The driver was charged with driving while impaired. A man died after a shooting at a gaming business in Sanford this weekend. Police responded to ETS Gaming along Lee Avenue early yesterday morning. They found a man with a gunshot wound dead inside. Police believe this started as a fight within the business. They haven't said anything about a suspect. The trial for the North Carolina man accused of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump begins tomorrow. Greensboro native Ryan Ralph faces several charges after investigators say he staked out Mar-a-Lago. You may remember all this happened last summer. He was found with a rifle during the presidential campaign. A Secret Service agent spotted Ralph and shot at him. Ralph then ran off but was later captured. Ralph chose to defend himself in this case. He also faces separate state charges in the incident. Some people in Johnston County are under a boil water advisory tonight. It applies to people in the Ingrams, Meadow, and Southeast Lowgrounds water districts. A water main break in the southeastern part of the county has caused people to lose water service overnight. All of the outages are east of I-95. County leaders hope to lift that boil water advisory at some point tonight. An organization dedicated to advancing gender equity and creating an inclusive environment for women at NC State has been suspended. The Council on the Status of Women was suspended for the current academic year in compliance with the UNC system's new equality policy. The policy requires all schools within the system to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts at their schools. On the council's website, there's a message about that suspension. It reads in part, quote, "The decision was not an easy one and was made with sincere appreciation of the Council on the Status of Women and all its members, current and past, for their impact and dedication to the work of the council over the years." Crabtree Valley Mall is saying hello to a new and improved shopping center and goodbye to several small businesses. The businesses who rent mobile kiosks in the middle of the mall have been told they have until the end of the month to pack up and leave. WRAL's Laura Levine shares the concerns and frustration from this community of entrepreneurs.
I've been able to speak with a handful of the businesses impacted here at Crabtree Valley Mall, most of them devastated to learn that they will not be a part of the new vision for this mall. They tell me that they're trying to figure out next steps because this is their livelihoods.
We started fragrance 6 years ago.
Terrence Taylor is the owner of Nazar Fragrances, one of many retail merchandising units at Crabtree.
When everybody got the news, first of it was rumors going around first. Everybody didn't really know.
The passionate, upbeat businessman has been at this location almost 5 years, selling his unique scents, building relationships and clientele, a community.
Good morning.
But he learned last week his journey here is coming to an end, along with about a dozen other small businesses.
Over the next 2 days, like you walk in the mall, the scents and it was an aura feeling in the mall, all through that area, just sucked the life out of folks.
As renovations kick off here, these businesses, some that have been here more than 10, 15 years, are getting kicked out. What type of message do you think this sends to the community as well as small business owners?
We can do without you, pretty much. Is all up next, whoever's next. Kind of gives you that impression.
Other tenants I spoke with say the 30-day notice isn't enough time to find another location, and they're being forced to leave right before the busiest time of the year.
A lot of these businesses were relying on that income or the potential to make that money in the hottest season of the year. And so when you tell them to go a month before that time, you crush.
In a statement, a spokesperson tells us it was important that we were transparent and communicated the plan for the RMU program ahead of the holidays to ensure they had ample time to relocate and have a successful season. They also say while this chapter is closing, we are deeply grateful to the partners who have been part of Crabtree's journey. We encourage our guests and the community to continue supporting them beyond our walls.
So we're going to focus on our website and go back to how when I started, back to the events, back to the markets, trade shows, pop-up events.
Taylor tells me he's focused on the positive, trusting his supporters will follow him in his next endeavor.
Crabtree doesn't stop me, you know? So Nazar is Nazar for what it is. We're a light.
Laura Levine, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Collegiate win number 1 is in the books for UNC head coach Bill Belichick. He's got 333 more to go if he wants to catch how many he had in the NFL. Still, a milestone worth celebrating. Chancellor Lee Roberts gave him the game ball after the win last night against UNC Charlotte. Roberts and Tar Heels fans alike are hoping it's the first of many for Belichick. And, of course, more on Coach Belichick's win. The Tar Heels slogged their way to victory last night over the Charlotte 49ers, 20-3. Tomorrow on WRAL News at 6, UNC's big bets on Bill Belichick. Millions of dollars are pouring in, but where's it all really going? WRAL Investigates follows the football money trail tomorrow at 6. And still to come tonight, economic anxiety. Experts worry the economy could be hitting college students and new grads the hardest. A look at the big milestones getting pushed off. Plus, rebuilding I-40. New video shows the progress trying to repair the interstate nearly a year after Hurricane Helene. The next steps needed to keep the project on track. Now here's Chris and Renee with a look at what we're working on for tomorrow morning.
Elizabeth will be tracking the cool down and the return of fall-like temperatures. Ken will monitor the morning commute.
Plus, we're talking about millions of student loan borrowers behind on payments. 5 on Your Side looks into why so many are suddenly at risk of defaulting on their loans.
Start the work week with us beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Some economists are worrying the current state of the economy is hitting college students and postgrads especially hard. It's getting harder for them to find jobs and set up financial independence. That's delaying things like starting a family or buying a home. CB Cotton examined some of the challenges weighing heaviest on new grads.
Young people who have graduated college and those still in school are facing road bumps in gaining financial independence.
The idea that you want to be able to support yourself, perhaps support a partner, buy or rent your own home yourself without having to live with roommates.
Experts say elevated mortgage rates and the overall rising cost of living are making it harder for most young Americans to buy a home. Assistant Professor of Economics Rohan Shah says living at home with parents can have its pros and cons.
Young adults save on rent. The other side of things, of course, is that by living with their parents, young adults are constrained to their parents' location. Their parents are not necessarily in a big city or a place with a lot of high-paying jobs.
A 2024 Pew Research Center survey revealed young Americans had the lowest job satisfaction compared to other age groups.
Could well be because more young adults are living with their parents and so less able to find jobs that are essentially what they trained for.
Shaw suggests more affordable housing options could bring young adults to cities with higher paying jobs.
Increasing that supply will reduce housing costs for everyone. There'll be a filtering down effect.
Young degree holders are facing one of the toughest job markets in over a decade, as some businesses hold off on hiring new workers because of the economic uncertainty.
That was CB Cotton reporting there. New video shows DOT's efforts at the Tennessee state line trying to get I-40 back online. Right now, crews are building bridges so they can access and store materials near the interstate in that incredibly rugged area. We've reported a lot about the efforts to repair the highway after Hurricane Helene washed away major sections in the Pigeon River Gorge. DOT doesn't expect to reopen the road fully for another 3 years. Leaders estimate it'll cost a total of $1 billion. We're bringing you stories of heartbreak and hope in the mountains 1 year after the hurricane. It's all part of our new WRAL documentary, Helene, What We Lost and What We Found. It airs Thursday, September 25th at 7:30 on TV or wherever you stream WRAL. And I got to say, Grant, I'm getting to work on that documentary. There is so much we're unpacking there, and a lot we're unpacking today with the forecast as well. A major change from yesterday.
Yeah, huge shift from yesterday. We were in the mid-90s for our highs yesterday. Today, in the 60s this afternoon. Our highs were in the 70s. Those were this morning. Once the cool air worked its way in, it's been in the 60s for a good period of time. We won't see much of a change in that unless we can get the cloud cover to move away, which will be overnight tonight. And we'll stay mostly dry throughout this week. Some high clouds will move in, but otherwise temperatures staying very comfortable in the 50s and 60s for lows, in the 70s and 80s for our highs. Mentioned that stubborn cloud cover. You can see it from our WRAL Garner Tower camera. It lingers across the area. A lot of low clouds is keeping our temperatures pretty similar to what we've seen over the past few hours. In the mid-60s for most spots. Now Fayetteville and Clinton, with that front moving to the south and east, you're finally cooling off into the upper 60s. 64 in Raleigh, 61 in Roxborough, 68 in Fayetteville, 67 in Goldsboro and in Rocky Mount right now. And you see those showers and storms still lingering to our south and east. With that front moving south and east, most of the showers and storms are out of our area and lingering at the coastline, but southern portions of Sampson County and right along 40 down towards the coastline, you'll see some showers and storms linger through at least early tonight, but they'll gradually fizzle away as we head into your Monday morning, and the cloud cover will fizzle away as well. So let's break this down on Futurecast. You see the stubborn cloud cover sticks around through this evening. This is 11:45. This forecast model brings in some light showers, and that's if that front can kind of just stay in place. We could have a couple of showers stick around, but for the most part, most places will stay dry. A brief shower can't be ruled out, though. Into your Monday morning, it's 3:45. Maybe a couple more light showers to the south and east, but then look at the cloud cover. Starting to move out, mostly clear for many spots, especially west of I-95, as you're heading out the door into your Monday morning. So going to be a lot more comfortable. But we'll leave in a small shower chance this evening, around a 20% chance through around 9 o'clock, a 30% chance through around midnight, but again, it's a very small rain chance. The majority of that will be to the south and east, closer to the coast. Stepping out the door tomorrow morning, feeling cooler, 59 in Rocky Mount, 55 in South Hill, 61 in Goldsboro, 58 Raleigh, 51 in Roxboro, 61 in Fayetteville, so very comfortable, cooler start to the day. Out to the bus, 60 degrees, cool, and by the afternoon, heading home, 76 degrees, so very pleasant weather for the kids heading to school tomorrow. Should be a very, very nice day and staying really pleasant throughout this week. Temperatures into the 70s to start. Now, by the end of the week, into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we start to see some changes. A slight warm-up, 82 on Thursday, 83 on Friday, so a bit of a warm-up, but again, no big shifts in our temperature. And look, normal high is 85 degrees. We're still going to trend below average with most spots staying in the upper 70s and low 80s. Now, tracking a front, we'll stay offshore for the most part. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday could bring some high clouds to our area, but current guidance showing that rain chances will stay pretty minimal throughout the next week. So take a look at this. Precipitation staying out of the picture. Temperatures really comfortable, upper 70s, low 80s, lows in the 50s and 60s. Looking forward to a fall-like feel this week. It's going to be beautiful out there. Enjoy some time outdoors. It's going to be really nice.
Grant, a spectacular fall forecast there. Thank you very much. And, Pat, opposite end of the spectrum, not spectacular, painful. We're talking Panthers football here ahead in sports.
I know. You get NFL Sunday back. It's basically like a holiday unless you're a Panthers fan and maybe you probably wish you were doing some errands or some yard work, because this was deja vu all over again. What went wrong for Carolina at Jacksonville? Coming up next. Bryce Young started last season looking like a bust, but he finished it looking like a franchise QB. So hope riding high entering 2025, but it all depends on which identity Young assumes in year 3. Young and the Panthers matching up against a fellow Heisman winner, Travis Hunter, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. He plays both ways. Young, 7 touchdowns, no picks the final 3 games of last year. And that did not carry over. Pass tipped and picked by Foye Oluokun. And Canales played Young and the starters more this preseason, but just not sharp all the way around in this one. Meanwhile, it's a make-or-break year for Trevor Lawrence. He finds Hunter Long wide open. That made it 10-3. Then after an hour-long weather delay, the Jags were back out there threatening again. New Jags coach Liam Cohen creative on offense. Brian Thomas scores there on the sweep. So we go to the third quarter. Panthers going for it on 4th and goal, and this just inexcusable. Young throws it to no one. You got nothing to lose there. Young and Chuba Hubbard were able to get on the board late as the Panthers fall in this one, 26-10.
It's disappointing. We're all disappointed. Felt really good about the work we've put in. It did not show up today. And that's something that I was able to talk to the group about. It's like, guys, we know what we have in this room. But it just comes down to finish.
This isn't, we're competitors. Obviously, no one likes to lose, but it's week 1. We're going to watch it tomorrow. We're going to wear it. We're going to see what we can grow from, and then after that, we're going to flush it. We have a long season ahead.
I feel like we've seen that game too many times. I did think Tedero McMillan looked good. Panthers are at the Cardinals next. Well, it's a win. I can definitively say that. 20-3 at Charlotte, a humble place for Bill Belichick to start. I'd argue humble and humility is exactly what Bill Belichick needed. Maybe before we start talking about being the 33rd NFL team, we make sure we can beat the, 7th best team in the state, give or take. Well, mission accomplished. Carolina did not dominate, but they did look better, like on their opening drive. Great throw there from Gio Lopez. And you know what? That's a start.
It's always good to win. It's hard to win. We saw that last week. It's hard to win. You've got to do a lot of things right. You've got to do them better than your opponent. And so tonight we were fortunate to do that. So it's good to be part of it. I tried to do what I could to help the team, but look, I didn't make any blocks, tackles, catches, runs, or anything else out there. Players made them, and they're the one that deserves the credit for the win.
UNC hosts Richmond Saturday at 3:30. Shoot, be happy we won. Wise words once spoken by Dave Doran. Easier said than done sometimes for Wolfpack fans. It's year 13. Many have already written off their head coach, but that's when Dave Doran is at his best. The Wolfpack coming off a tight win over ECU. Well, there was nothing tight about this one. NC State just really letting it rip in a 35-31 thriller over UVA. CJ Bailey and Hollywood Smothers helped erase a 10-point second quarter deficit. Then it was the defense who came through in the end. Doran has been high on this team all offseason. Well, after this one, he wasn't just happy, he was puffing his chest.
A team that understands who NC State is. It's grit, you know. This team has grit. It's in our DNA. And we train in chaos, you know. We look forward to tough situations here. We've practiced a lot of this stuff that you're seeing at the end of games.
Wolfpack, Eric, have another weekday game. They're taking on Wake Forest Thursday night. Those games have a way of being close even when you don't expect it.
They really, really do. A lot to look out for this week, Pat. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us here tonight. Have a good evening.